Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Tech with Yashwant. So in this video, we are going to build another project which is named as Image Labeler using Amazon Rekognition. So this is part of the 5 beginner-friendly AWS projects that I have created. So if you are interested in checking out that playlist, I'll make sure to provide that in the I button. Go ahead and check that out. So this video or this project, we will be building an image label generator using Amazon Rekognition. So this is going to be a real fun one. So once you build this, you will be able to recognize and label your images as well. For example, let's consider that you have a photo of a cat and your family, and if you submit that photo to the Amazon Rekognition, it will be able to identify what it is and label the image as cat, right? So similarly, you can upload and test with other images as well. So this is going to be a real fun one. Like I mentioned, this is a beginner friendly project. If you want me to upload more advanced projects, I am targeting 200 likes on this particular video. If I hit that, I'll start uploading the advanced AWS projects as well. All right. Now, if you're interested, let's go ahead and understand the steps that needs to be performed in order to deploy this application. So firstly, we will be going through the following steps. Firstly, we will create an Amazon S3 bucket with this name. So go ahead and use any name, and you will be uploading the image to the S3 bucket that we are going to create in the step 1. And we will also need to install and configure Amazon CLI or AWS CLI in order to work with AWS services. And after that, we will be importing some of the libraries that are required in order to work with AWS resources like Boto3. And we will add detect underscore labels. It's a function which is helping us to detect and label the photo that we are going to add. Then we will add the main function itself and run the Python script that we have developed, right? And we're going to use the following services. The first one is Amazon S3, which is used for storing the images in the process of generating labels. Second one is Crucial, which is Amazon Rekognition, which is the core of this project to analyze images and generate the image labels. Thirdly, we will use AWS CLI in order to interact with AWS services through command line interface. And the estimated time and cost to complete this project is about 20 to 30 minutes, and it's completely free. It is covered in AWS free trial as well. And this is how the project architecture looks like. If you see here, the first step is to upload the image to Amazon S3 bucket that we are going to create, and the images will be stored in your S3 bucket, will be used to analyze and generate the labels. And thirdly, Amazon Rekognition will be used to analyze the selected image from the S3 bucket and detecting labels with their confidence level. And fourthly, we will be using IAM, which is used to provide user authentication and access to your Amazon CLI on your system. And fifth, we will be using AWS CLI, which is used for interacting with AWS services. And the Python script that you are going to write will consist of the programming logic for extracting the image from your S3 bucket and run detect underscore labels, which is a function that we are going to write from your Rekognition. The 7th step is the output will be consisting of the number of specified labels according to the input with their confidence level. And finally, a pop-up will appear on your screen, which will be having your image which is chosen from your S3 bucket with the bounded boxes around the detected labels. So you can see what is what, and the labels will also be appearing there. All right. So if this excites you, let's get into the steps and start building this project. So the first step is to create an Amazon S3 bucket with this name. So I'm going to copy this name. Let me head over to my S3 console here. So I'll click on S3. So if you see here, I do not have a bucket with that name. So I'll go ahead and create one. Click on create bucket. Provide the name to your bucket, which you just copied, and go scroll all the way down and click on create bucket. So this will create your bucket where you will store the image. And now you might be wondering, where can I get the image, sample image? So if you clone this repository, you have example underscore image.png. So click on this, get the URL and git clone and use that URL that you have copied. This will be on your local machine. Okay. So I've done that already. So let me get into the S3 bucket that I just created. So let me go ahead and upload, click on add files. I have this example image.png. I'll click on open that, scroll all the way down and click on upload. So now you have the image that is uploaded to your S3 bucket. So next thing that we need to do is to install and configure AWS CLI on your local machine. So how do you install? There is a documentation by AWS which is helping you to install or update the latest version of AWS CLI. If you see here, depending on your operating system, go ahead and run these queries. So or commands. If you see here for Windows, you need to run these commands. As I'm on Mac, I use this brew install steps in order to install Amazon CLI on my local machine. So if you want to check that, just run AWS --version and you should see something like this. AWS CLI is installed. installed, and you are good to go, right? So this is how you install it. So if you have not done this, I've created a separate video on that, or I'll provide the link to this documentation in the description. You can check that out. All right. So I assume that you have already done that. Now let's go ahead and write or import the libraries in order to write the Python script. So what I've done is I have created requirement.txt here. So you can see all the requirements like matplotlib, and you can also add boto3, so which is required in order to write the Python script itself. So first, let's go ahead and open my favorite editor and see how the Python file looks like. So if you see here, I have downloaded or cloned the repository that I had in my GitHub repository, and it is looking something like this at the moment. So requirement.txt, I'm just going to update with boto3 as well, if these are the two things that are there. So if you do not know how to install, run pip3 install requirement.txt and hit enter. Okay, I missed -r. Let's go ahead and do that as well. So if you see here, it has downloaded all the required libraries in order to build this project. Okay, so this is how you import that, and I'm importing all those libraries here in my Python script. So if you see here, I'm defining the function that I mentioned, which is detect labels. It is expecting photo and the bucket as the input parameters, and I'm defining the client as boto3 client and recognition. I'm using this service called recognition. So here, if you see, it is going to print the label information, right? And it is going to load the image from the S3 bucket here, and this will display the image, and it will start plotting the bounding boxes. If you have used matplotlib libraries, you might be knowing this. It's going to use the plot bounding boxes in order to create that. So here is the main function where you will have to change certain things. For example, the photo, you will have to update your image name and the bucket names, right? Let's go into AWS console here. Let me copy the image name here. It's going to be example_image.png. If you're using my video, it's going to be same for you as well. So just update this, and let me go back to my bucket here. I need the bucket name as well. I'm just going to copy this, scroll here, paste the bucket name, save it. And now let me clear the screen for you so that you can see the screen completely. Now what I'll do is I'll just say Python3 imagelabeler.py, and I'll hit enter. This should start running the things. So if you see here, it says the security token, when calling detect labels, the security token is invalid and the request is invalid. So if you remember, we just used AWS CLI, or we just installed the AWS CLI, but we did not configure it. So how do we do that? Go back to your AWS console. If I go to AWS here and go to IAM, so we need a API key and the secret, right? So how do we get that? Go to users. So if you do not have a user, go ahead and create a user. If you already have a user, get into the user, go to the security credentials and click on create access key. So don't worry, I'm gonna remove this access key after recording this video, but in real world you should not share the access key and the secret. So just be aware of that, and I'll click on next, and I'll create the access key and the secret key. So firstly, let me copy the access key. I'll head over to my console here. I'll clear the screen once. So all you have to do is type in AWS configure and hit enter. It will ask for access key. Provide the access key that you have, and it's going to ask for secret key. Let me copy that. So paste your secret key here. Okay, so default region, I'm just going to click enter, and that's all you have to do. All right, so now we have configured the AWS CLI. Let's go ahead and run it now. I'm just running the same Python script. Now if you see here, this is the sample image that I uploaded, and if you see here, it is recognizing this as cat, and the percentage is 84.94, and this is male, this is a dog, this is a girl, and you are getting the confidence score as well, right? So this is a simple project. If you see here, the confidence score is also provided, and the label, it is labeling it as family, child, female, girl, boy, male, dog, cat, and all those things, right? So you can implement this. I know this is a simple one, but you can take it forward. You can enhance this project and build a complex system as well, right? So this is all I wanted to share in this particular video. But after creating the resources, we have to delete the resources as well. So let me show you that is a comment that I'm getting on all the videos that I'm creating. So firstly, once you have this access key created, if you do not want to use that no longer, just go ahead and delete it. So I'll just gonna deactivate it, and this is my credential. I'm just gonna delete that. Now I do not have any access key, right? So let me go back again. So we created S3 bucket as well. Let's go ahead and destroy that. So this is my S3 bucket. So I'm gonna just say empty, and we need to empty this permanently. So I'm just gonna type in permanently delete, and I'll click on empty. Once that is done, let's exit out of it, select the same bucket, click on delete, and you should input the image or the bucket name. So I'm just gonna copy that and paste it here. The bucket is deleted now, and let's also as I'm gonna upload this script to the GitHub repository, I'm just gonna remove this as well and upload it. So this is all I had for this particular video. If you are liking the content that I'm creating, please consider subscribing and share it with your friends. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.